Florence Coker once lived a life of ease. Her husband, Benson Coker, was a well-known businessman in the city, admired for his brilliance and wealth. Florence enjoyed everything: grand parties, expensive clothes, and the respect that came with being Benson's wife. But life changed in an instant when Benson died suddenly. Florence's world crumbled. Belinda, their only child, was just 8 years old. The banks took everything: the businesses, the luxury cars, and even their vacation homes. All that remained was the old duplex they called home. Florence wasn't one to give up. With her business degree, she started importing goods to make ends meet. It wasn't easy, but she refused to let poverty consume them. Poverty will swallow you whole if you let it, she often said to her friends whenever she visited them. Her drive to escape poverty became her obsession, and Belinda was part of her plan. Florence decided she wouldn't just save their family, she would rebuild it no matter what it took. Belinda's life wasn't her own anymore. From the day her father passed, Florence made every decision: what Belinda ate, how she dressed, who she could talk to. Florence controlled it all. Belinda was part of her plan to escape poverty. Hey, eat like a queen, or you will look like you don't belong to the rich. All this my training and you're acting as if you are poor. Will you sit up and eat your food? Imagine this silly girl. Now let me tell you, if you think you're ever going to spoil my plan of rebuilding this family, I will make sure I twist your neck like a chicken. Nonsense. Sit up and eat your food properly. Belinda's dream of becoming a doctor was crushed early. She told her mother that she wanted to study medicine. Hey God, you want to study medicine? Oh, okay, listen, you want to spend all your years working and acting like a servant in the hospital? Florence scoffed. Now listen to me, young lady, and look at me. Look at me when I'm talking to you. Mommy, I'm looking at you. You will study law like my friends' children. Lawyers sit at the table with the rich and powerful. Do you understand? Did I make myself clear, Belinda? Yes, Mom. Belinda never argued. She knew it wouldn't help. But deep inside, she wondered if her mother truly cared about her happiness or just her reputation. Even the simplest thing like making friends were out of Belinda's hands. Belinda would look out from the window watching how other children played. But she was never allowed to mingle with the poor. Her mother made sure she only chose friends who were wealthy. Years passed, and Belinda graduated with honors from a prestigious law school in England. She had no choice, even though she hated being a lawyer, but she had to please her mom. Florence had spared no expense in sending her there. It was a way of showing her friends that despite their struggles, her daughter was still among the best. Belinda returned home a poised, intelligent young woman, ready to start a career. At her law firm, she met Peter, a kind and ambitious man. He wasn't from a wealthy family, but he worked hard and treated Belinda with respect. Peter was a guy who worked in tech. He was one of the people who helped fix the security cameras in their law firm. And soon enough, they became friends and soon started dating. One day, Peter came to visit their home to meet Florence. He wanted to declare his intention of marrying Belinda. He arrived with a nervous smile, carrying a small gift, a bottle of wine wrapped neatly in a bag. Florence eyed him from head to toe, her gaze sharp and questioning. She sat across from him in the living room, her arms folded. So, Peter, right? So, what do you do for a living? Well, by the grace of God, I work in tech. Oh, wow, interesting. So you were part of the people who helped build Facebook, Twitter, and many of the social media platforms we have today. No, I help install DSTV and CCTV camera. What? Oh, you must be joking, right? No, your daughter and I actually met when I was installing one of the security cameras in our law firm. She was really kind, and I really love your daughter, ma. I promise I'm going to do all I can to take care of her. Oh, really? I don't know if my silly daughter never told you that I do not mingle with people who are from poor homes because poverty is infectious. Now, this meeting is over. At the count of 3, I want you to get up from my expensive couch and get out of my house. Mom, please, Belinda protested, standing up from her seat. Mommy, I love him. Can't you just give him a chance? Will you get out and go to your room? Belinda hesitated, her eyes pleading, but her mother's stern expression left no room for argument. Reluctantly, she turned and walked away. Peter nodded quietly, his face filled with disappointment, and left the house. Florence went upstairs to meet Belinda that evening. Now listen to me. Whether you like it or not, one day you will thank me. I am doing this for your own good. It's like you want to suffer, right? Is there suffering in your DNA? Because this was all your father did. Your father wanted to mingle with the poor, and look at where he ended, in the grave. And I'm never going to allow it. If you know what is good for you, make sure you only pick men who are wealthy and will be able to take care of you and give you the security I didn't have with your dad. Do I make myself clear, young lady? Yes, Mom, I heard you the first time. Very good. Good night. Then a year later, Belinda met Ibrahim. He was a successful business tycoon who came to our law firm for legal advice. Ibrahim was charming and confident, and he was drawn to Belinda's intelligence and grace. After months of persistence, Belinda finally agreed to go on a date with him. Ibrahim treated her with respect and admiration, and Florence was thrilled when she heard about him. When Ibrahim came to visit, Florence welcomed him warmly. Oh, Mr. Ibrahim, I have heard so much about you, and I just want to find out, what kind of business do you run? Oh, I own a group of companies. We are into real estate and import and export. Oh, that's amazing. And your family, they must be very proud. Yes, they are. And they do not live in Nigeria, actually. They live in the States. Your family must be, oh my goodness, this is what I like to hear. And you're here building your life and running their, oh my goodness. You're such a wonderful young man. And I know you'll make a good husband for my daughter. You're going to teach your children the value of hard work. Belinda, don't just stand there. Will you give this man an expensive wine from the fridge? Go ahead. No, ma, it's fine. I'm okay. No. You can't come to my house without taking something. What about at least water? Okay, no problem. Water is just fine. Thank you. Florence was already imagining how their wedding would look like. She boasted to her friends about Ibrahim, calling him the perfect match for her daughter. In less than a month, the wedding was planned. Belinda and Ibrahim were married in a grand ceremony, with Florence beaming proudly by her side. For the first time in years, Florence felt like she had won. But as Florence celebrated her victory, Belinda couldn't shake the feeling that something was missing. She had everything her mother wanted for her, but was it what she wanted for herself? If you enjoyed this story, can you please click the like button? A few months into Belinda's marriage, Florence decided to pay a surprise visit to Ibrahim's company. She walked in, her sharp eyes taking in everything: the glass walls, the polished floors, and especially the women. They were stunning, dressed in fitted clothes with flawless makeup. Their laughter and confidence filled the air like perfume. "Good afternoon, madam," the receptionist greeted, smiling politely. Florence nodded but didn't return the smile. She asked for Ibrahim and was directed to his office. When she walked in, Ibrahim looked surprised. "Mama Belinda, what a pleasant surprise," he said, getting up to greet her. "What brings you here?" Florence adjusted her headscarf, feigning calm. "Oh, my son, I thought Belinda said I should meet her here. Maybe I heard her wrong." Ibrahim chuckled lightly. She didn't mention anything, but it's always good to see you. Please sit down." No. Florence waved him off, her eyes darting around the office. "I was just passing by. Let me not disturb you, my son." Ibrahim watched her leave, shaking his head. He was used to Florence's unannounced visit, but this one felt different. Once Florence got into her car, she dialed Belinda immediately. Belinda! Hey! Are you sitting down? Mommy, what happened? Belinda asked alarmed. You won't believe. I just came from Ibrahim's office. Okay, Mom, did anything happen to him? Is everything okay? Shut up and listen to me. The kind of women I saw there, Belinda. You need to be very careful. Those women are not smiling. Let me tell you, if you don't want to lose your home, you need to resign from that job of yours and focus on your marriage. Resign? Mommy, how does my job have anything to do with this? Really? Are you asking me that question, Belinda? Don't be foolish. Marriage is not a joke. Do you think those women don't have plans? They will use sweet words and beauty to steal your husband. If you are not careful, okay, you better resign. Stay home, look good and secure your future. Or you wake up one day and find yourself replaced. Belinda didn't argue further. Later that evening, she told Ibrahim about her decision to resign from her law firm. You want to resign? Why? Ibrahim asked, surprised. I just feel it's better this way. I want to focus on our home and our life together. But you love your job. It's not about the job. Besides, I've always hated working in that law firm. See, it's about us. Ibrahim studied her for a moment and sighed. If that's what you want, I'll support you. Belinda became a full-time wife. She made it a point to visit Ibrahim at the office frequently, dressed to impress. Her makeup was flawless, her clothes elegant yet daring. She walked into the building like a queen, making sure everyone knew she was Ibrahim's wife. One evening, as they sat on the couch, Florence called again. Belinda, she began without greeting. Belinda had to excuse herself and went into her room. Do you have a personal account aside from the one you share with Ibrahim? Oh, God. No, Mommy. We have a joint account. Florence let out a long ease. Joint account. That's all. Do you want to end up like your father? Belinda, listen to me. Go and tell Ibrahim to open foreign accounts in your name. Secure yourself now before it's too late. You can't trust anyone in this world, not even a husband. If you don't, he might go and give his money to one of those office girls. Mom, Ibrahim is not like that. Oh my goodness, did I just raise a silly girl who is not smart? Why can't you just be smart like me? Why are you like your father? Stop arguing with me, Belinda. Just do what I said. Florence backed. The next day, Belinda brought up the matter with Ibrahim. Ibrahim, please, before you leave for the office, can we talk? Of course, he said, setting down his tablet. I was thinking, I would like to have some accounts in my name, just for security. See, it's not that I don't trust you, but Ibrahim frowned slightly. Belinda, have I never given you a reason to feel secure? No, it's not that. It's just that I just want to have something in my name. Like, if you get what I mean. Well, if that will give you peace of mind, I will do it. Ibrahim called his accountant and several accounts were opened in Belinda's name. When she saw the balances, she was speechless. That evening, she called her mom. Mommy, you will not believe. The accounts have been opened, she said excitedly. You see? If you didn't listen to me, would you have this? Belinda, see, from time immemorial, I've always told you. Listen to me. I know what is best for you. Well, anyway, Mom, you were right. Lest we forget. Now that you have your own foreign account, just know that my monthly allowance is going to increase. What is her? Oh, you were thinking you were the only one who is going to enjoy the money. My dear, wake up. You're not the only person. Please, my monthly allowance has upgraded to $1,000 per month. Mom, please. Hey, you are married to a billionaire. That is what I want. And please, if you don't mind, I want you to change my car as well. Mom, please, can we do it one at a time? I will increase your allowance. Besides, you just got a new car. I have a wedding very soon and I want to give them a grand entrance. You know me, I do not settle for less. Okay, Mom. No problem. I would do what you say. Thank you, Mom. Bye. Yeah, bye. Belinda smiled faintly, realizing her mother had a way of always being right. From that moment, she decided to follow her mother's advice even more closely. Florence's voice was the compass guiding her through a marriage where appearance and control seemed to matter most. 2 years into our marriage, whispers began to follow Belinda wherever she went. Family gatherings, church services, even casual visits from neighbors always carried the same undercurrent. When will we hear the cry of a baby? Florence, who had been quiet about this issue at first, soon became restless. Belinda, this is 2 years now, Florence said to her one evening as they sat in her living room. Do you think people are not talking? You need to act. And I'm sure Ibrahim's mom, Mrs. Aisha, is already asking. Yes, Mom, just last week she asked me about our plans of starting a family, and I told her that in God's time. You are silly, your head is not working. You told her God's time. God. Well, Belinda, how many hospitals have you visited? Have you seen fertility doctors? Yes, many times I've gone, and despite all the multiple fertility specialists over the past few months, each appointment ended the same way. Everyone says I'm fine. Really? You are fine indeed. Well, you better act fast. I don't know what else you want to do. If you want to bring down the baby from the sky, you better do it. Do you understand me? You better secure your future. You know we need a son. A son will solidify your stay in Ibrahim's home. Well, good night. Take care of yourself. Don't forget to send me my allowance. After countless visits to different fertility doctors, Belinda decided to ask her mom for advice. Mom, I don't know. I don't know what to do again. I think we should just wait for God's time. Well, shut up. I know what we can do. There's something we can do. It's harmless but effective. You know, I was just thinking about it. So while you're waiting, like I said, you need to secure your place in Ibrahim's heart. Mommy already loves me. Are you going to listen to me? You came to me for advice, didn't you? Okay, what is the plan? There is something I will give to you to add to Ibrahim's food. It's something I used to add when your father was alive, you know. It's just to make sure his love for you never wavers. Mom, are you suggesting a love potion? Are you sure this is safe? Have I ever led you astray? Will you shut up? Do you think I want harm to come to you? This is for your good. You better do it before it's too late. Who knows? Aisha might already be planning a wife for Ibrahim. Well, better follow my advice so that you can stay put in your husband's house. That evening, Belinda told the maid she wanted to prepare Ibrahim's dinner herself. She entered the kitchen with trembling hands, her mother's word echoing in her mind. Carefully, she followed Florence's instruction, adding the mixture her mother had given her into the stew. When Ibrahim arrived, Belinda greeted him with a nervous smile. Wow, you cooked? Ibrahim asked, pleasantly surprised. Yes, I did. I thought it would be nice for a change. Ibrahim sat and began to eat. Belinda watched him closely as he took his first bite, her heart pounding in her chest. The meal seemed to go fine until Ibrahim suddenly clutched his stomach. Belinda, Belinda, he muttered weakly, his face contouring in pain before he slumped onto the floor. Belinda screamed, calling for the maid. Together, they rushed Ibrahim to a private clinic out of town, where a doctor attended to him. Belinda paced the hallway, tears streaming down her face. God, please, don't let anything happen to him. No, it can't be the potion. It can't be the potion. Mommy said she always put it in Daddy's food. Oh my goodness, God, help me. After what felt like hours, the doctor finally came out. Your husband suffered food poisoning. Well, he's stable now, but we need to monitor him closely for the next 24 hours. Food poisoning? Belinda echoed, her voice barely above a whisper. Not long, her mother arrived at the clinic later that evening, her face a mask of calm. She dragged her mother out of the hallway. Mom, we need to talk. Mom, the doctor said it was food poisoning. What did you give to me? Florence pulled her aside. Listen to me carefully, Belinda. You need to cooperate. If anyone asks, say you don't know anything. If Ibrahim dies, Mommy! Belinda interrupted, horrified. Listen, Joe. If he dies, remember you are his next of kin. You won't lose anything. In fact, you will gain everything. But if he survives, keep your mouth shut. Don't let anyone suspect you. Hold on, Mom. If this is what you always put in daddy's food, why is my husband suffering from food poisoning now? See, young woman, you need to relax. It's nothing serious. Maybe it's the way you prepare the food. That is why your husband is sick. Did you wash your hands? Did you do something? Maybe it's something you didn't do right. Why are you blaming me for everything? Did I kill your father? I never killed your father. Can you imagine? Okay, I'm sorry, Mom. I'm just relax. Okay? Just relax. Everything is going to be fine. We're going to pray. It will recover. But if not, you will move on. Understand? Belinda nodded weakly, unable to argue. As she sat by Ibrahim's bedside that night, she felt trapped between the weight of her mother's influence and the love she still had for her husband. The next day, the doctor came in with more bad news. Madam, we've done all we can, but his condition is getting worse. It seemed like the food poisoning is beyond what we actually envisaged. At this point, it's only a matter of time. I would suggest we move him to another specialist hospital. Don't you think? Doctor, isn't there anything else that can be done? The doctor hesitated. We can keep him alive, but it will only prolong his suffering. That evening, Florence came to the hospital calm as ever. She sat beside Belinda, leaning in close. Why are you crying? You can't let emotions cloud your judgment. Listen to me carefully. What is the doctor saying? Mom, his condition is getting worse and I don't know what to do. I don't know. Very soon, Ibrahim's family might begin to... I don't know what to say. His mom has called and soon they'll be here in the country. What am I going to do? So what did the doctor say? He said we should move him to another... Move him to where? No. We can't move him. See, my daughter, if you move him, by the time you leave this hospital, he might die. So let us stay here and monitor his health. Do you understand me? Look at me, baby. Do you trust me? Look at me. Do you trust me? Have I ever led you astray before? Can you remember all the things I did for you in the past? I opened an account. I protected your marriage. So trust me on this one. Okay? Let's just keep him here. Let's monitor his health. I promise you everything is going to be fine. Are you sure, Mom? Are you sure? Trust me. You will thank me later. The next day, the doctor asked Belinda directly, Madam, have you made a decision? I think we should keep him here. You want to retain him here? Are you sure that's the right thing to do? Please, doctor. My daughter says she wants her husband to be here. We believe you're the best. Just work on him. Well, we will try our best. But I am not making any promises. Do you understand? And if there be anything, we will let you know, okay? Soon, the doctor came back again the next day with more bad news. Madam, at this point, your husband has few minutes to live. Are you sure you still want to keep him here? Because right now he's really in pain. What do you suggest, doctor? Well, I suggest that you might have to end his suffering. His liver has been ruptured. I think it would be best to take him out of his pain. Doctor, please put him out of his misery. Are you sure? Yes. Put him out of his misery. After all, we already have medical reports that it's food poisoning, and whatever happens, I know that I'll be fine. Are you sure about this? You want me to take him out of his misery? You know what I mean? Yes. Doctor, just follow my daughter's advice. Just take him out. We don't want to see him suffer again. An hour later, the doctor returned and said, It's done. I'm sorry for your loss. Ibrahim was pronounced dead, and Florence wasted no time. Okay, now we need to see the lawyer immediately. The sooner we claim his property, the better before his family comes. Belinda nodded, still in a daze. The lawyer arrived 2 days later at the house. Florence sat confidently, a small smile on her lips, while Belinda shifted uncomfortably in her seat. After some pleasantries, the lawyer opened the file and began to read the will. I, Ibrahim Adamu, hereby declare my mother, Aisha Adamu, as my next of kin. What? Florence shot up from her seat, her voice rising. How is that possible? My daughter is supposed to be the next of kin. Mom, calm down. Shut up! Belinda's mouth hung open in shock. Lawyer, are you sure? Madam, it's all here black and white. The lawyer said, calming, tapping the document. Mrs. Aisha Adamu, his mother, inherits everything. As they argued, the door opened. Standing there alive and well was Ibrahim, accompanied by the doctor. Florence gasped, her hand flying to her chest. Belinda froze, her face draining of color. Ah, you weren't expecting me, were you? Ibrahim asked, his voice dripping with sarcasm. Ibrahim, I thought I was dead? He finished for her, stepping closer. Of course you did. That's exactly what you wanted. No, Ibrahim, it's not like that. The doctor said your liver was ruptured. Belinda said, tears filling her eyes. My friend, save your tears and sit down. I know everything. Oh, you thought my maid didn't see you putting something into my food that night? She already called me and she told me. I had to act. I had to pretend. I had to play along. Oh, you actually thought I fainted and I slumped. And you thought I am not connected in this town? I am well connected. You see the doctor? He pointed at the man beside him. He is my childhood friend. The lawyer is also my friend. When I discovered everything, and I discovered the fact that you were planning to kill me, everything the doctor told you was a lie. It was just to test you. If you could put something in my meal, I needed to have my confirmations right. So I told the doctor to tell you that I had a ruptured kidney and tell you that I have few minutes to live. I wanted to see what you would do. You planned everything to take my wealth, but I was already way ahead of you. Ibrahim, it wasn't me. Belinda pleaded. It was my mom. She made me do it. Please, you have to believe me. Belinda, you had a choice, but you chose greed. After everything I have done for you, you still wanted me dead for my money? Oh my God, you disgust me. Turning to the lawyer, he said, freeze all our accounts and assets. She leaves this house today. And besides, let me tell you, before I got married to you, I did my own investigation about your father, the late Mr. Coker. He was an honest businessman, but you are a disgrace of a daughter. I have no business with your mom. If I wanted to arrest you, I will arrest both of you now. But no. I will not stoop so low to do that. Just because of your dad and how honest he was, I'm going to let you go. Ibrahim, please, I beg you, please. Get out, Belinda, and take your mother with you. Belinda and her mom returned to Florence's house that evening. For the first time, silence hung heavily between them. After hours of pacing, Belinda finally exploded. This is all your fault! Florence looked up surprised. What are you talking about? You have ruined my life. Every decision you made for me has led to this moment. My marriage, my happiness, everything is gone because of your greed. Hey, stop. Don't blame me for your mistakes. If you had done things properly, you wouldn't be in this mess. Oh, Mom, how else do you want me to do it? I followed every instruction you told me to do. I put the potion. I did everything. I gave you an allowance. Mom, what else would I have done? What else? Belinda shook her head, tears streaming down her face. Daddy probably died because of your endless demand. You destroyed everyone around you, and I was stupid enough to listen to you. Oh yes, you got that right. You were stupid, and your father was weak. Now let me tell you, you better watch your mouth if you know you want to stay in this house. Besides, you have nothing. You have absolutely nothing. So you better behave yourself if you want to have a roof over your head. Good night. That night, Belinda lay awake, staring at the ceiling. For the first time, she saw her mother for who she truly was, a woman whose greed knew no bounds. And for the first time, she vowed to take control of her own life. One morning, while going through an old chest in her room, Belinda stumbled upon an envelope with her father's handwriting on it. Her hands shook as she opened it. The letter was dated a week before his death. Belinda, if you ever find this letter, it means I'm no longer here. I want you to know that I loved you more than words can express. But I also need you to understand the truth. Your mother's demands have drained me financially, emotionally, and physically. I worked myself to the bone to give her the life she wanted. but it was never enough. Her greed consumed me, and I can no longer bear it. Take this as a lesson, my dear daughter. Never let anyone control your life the way I let her control mine. Be strong, be wise, and live for yourself. Tears streamed down Belinda's face as she clutched the letter to her chest. Her father's words echoed in her mind, heavy with regret and sadness. The next morning, she confronted her mother. "Oh, Mom, this is what Daddy thought of you," Belinda said, slamming the letter on the table. Florence's face paled as she read the words. "That man was weak. He was weak. He couldn't handle the pressures of life." "No, Mommy, he wasn't weak. He was a good man who loved you. But you destroyed him just like you have destroyed mine." Belinda brought out a gun and pointed at her mother. "Hey, Belinda, put that down." "No, Mommy. You have to go and join Dad. You have ruined my life. You allowed me study a course I didn't like. You made my life miserable. Every decision. I have no friends. I have no life. Every suitor that I brought before you, you always rejected them because you were trying to groom me to marry a billionaire so that you can take everything. It's not because you wanted me to be happy. You just wanted to be greedy. Today I am going to kill you and nobody will ever find you." "Okay, please, Belinda, calm down." "Mom, you made my life miserable and I'm going to kill you. Nobody will find you. I will lock the door and I will leave this house." "Okay, please calm down. I'm sorry. I'm really sorry. Yes, I admit I was wrong. I ruined your father's life. Yes, but please don't kill me." Belinda shot her mother. The sound of the gunshot rang through the house. She went inside, packed her things, and left. Never again will anyone control her. Never again will she allow her life to be directed by the greed of others. If you enjoyed this story, please click the next video showing on your screen, and please do not forget to like and subscribe to this channel. Thank you and God bless you.